Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives us more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past in order to understand events that are currently happening on the earth. So we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Brethren, got an article that was sent to me by one of the subscribers. Thank you very much. And just a little something I saw earlier, and I was going to make the video a little bit earlier, but life gets in the way. But then something else came up on Facebook that I wanted to talk about that goes along with this article right here. Now, just talking about a good morning. We look at 4 new virus developments, 2 encouraging, 2 worrisome. We want to concentrate on the worrisome, okay? We like bad news, especially when it's talking about our enemies, okay? People who have had us at the bottom. So let's skip on down. We don't want to worry about the fake good news they want to come up with right now. Another vaccine looks excellent. Here we go. This is what we wanted to look at right here. Number 3, caseloads are no longer falling. So they've had weeks of caseloads going down, and that's been their highlight, and that's what they've been throwing out there in the news this entire time, and talking about opening up businesses and opening up schools and everything else because these caseloads are falling. You guys, you're just taking the fake bait. That's all you guys are doing. And the information isn't important. It's just, we don't need to read all the stuff. We're just looking at caseloads are no longer falling. Now, when they do show, what happens is, stuff will fall like always, and then it starts to fall. It starts to like kind of plateau. Okay? As you look here, goes up, goes down, it starts to plateau, and then we know what's next right here. Okay? Just like here, it went up in here in March, April, May, went down a little bit, plateaued, and then jumped up again. So same thing is going to happen again. But now we know that here, towards the end of February, caseloads have plateaued. Another sign is that, now we're getting into March. We're getting closer to our new year. And we know that the Most High is about to ramp everything up once again onto a scale not seen before. So then all these people having all their, their dreams of opening everything up and getting things, back to normal and getting the economy back together. And Biden having his big, 50 million jabs and how excited he is. But he's telling everybody, but he's not, taking a victory lap. He's just letting people know that, we're making progress. We're making progress. Well, the Most High gave you your time. And this whole stalling out of everything is huge. The timing of it is huge. The timing of it shows you that it's not going to go here. It's not going to plateau and then keep on dropping. It hasn't done that before. Once you see it plateauing right here, it goes up. So you right here, okay, March, start to shut everything down as it goes up, plateaus, then jumps up, plateaus, jumps up, jumps up, it just goes down right here. And look at where it's starting. It's starting from the worst times, which is over there in the summer. See, before we started way down here. This is still actually looks like it's still higher than the summertime. Okay? So you got caseloads right here, plateauing. And their other bad news was vaccinations have stalled. And of course, the storm of the past week, okay, are the major cause of the vaccination slowdowns. Having temporarily closed sites and delayed vaccine shipments. Whatever the reason, though, it will have consequences. Fewer vaccinations means more death. So you think all this stuff is an accident? It's a coincidence? You know, Most High, they were just running with it and getting all their vaccines and getting all excited about getting these people vaccinated. All of a sudden, a huge storm comes, shuts all that down. After the storm, they're trying to hurry up and get caught back up. Now, the vaccines have plateaued. Sorry. The caseloads have plateaued. You can say the same thing, I guess. You can say the vaccines have stalled. So, and the caseloads have plateaued. This is huge information right before, this is the last weekend, and we're in March. We're going to be in March on Monday. So it might plateau here for a little bit, but they already told you that once it starts to jump up, it's going to jump up like ridiculously, like straight up. It won't be some gradual thing. They're finding variants all over the place. They're not really testing. They're not doing, they haven't been doing all the things they need to do. They haven't been sequencing because they don't want to know. They already know what's coming. Now, I wanted to shift to something that I saw. One of the guys I subscribe to made a video talking about the Hebrew Israelites. And it just shows you. I'm not going to say his name or whatever else, but it's just talking about Hebrew Israelites, and he's bringing up things about unbiblical racism. See, and what do? They run to the camps and they run to the scriptures that they use as far as what Jesus looks like and everything else. And Esau. And the thing is this. You guys are trying to go to the Most High on your terms. You just can't say, yeah, there was racism. Yeah, we admit that there's racism, but making it seem like it's better now. I don't think you other nations have understand this. Your opinions mean nothing. If you're just going to go to a couple of scriptures and you think that you figured it out because you read a couple of scriptures in the Bible, that just shows you how lost you are. There's way more to this awakening than just what's in the Bible. I mean, the Bible already damns you, but this other information, this historical information, damns you even more. And then the people who think that you always want to be dismissive of what we say. You think that you can dismiss what we say about racism. And if you say that racism isn't really a problem anymore, then that's okay. We're not going to gradually fix all the racist things that you've done. We're not going to fix it at all. See, the Most High is going to come and he's going to fix it. But to say that the Hebrew Israelite is unbiblical racism, what do you think you guys have done? Do you guys think that anything you guys have done has anything to do with racism and that's unbiblical? Do you think that raping our women, you think that's biblical? You think that selling off our kids, that was biblical? You think hiding all of our history, that's all been biblical? You hiding all this information, you think that's biblical? You not having to pay for the sins of your father, somehow you think that's okay? The times of you being able to just ignore our plight is over. And to make a video thinking that you can just use a couple of verses that they use in the Bible, when we can look at history, you've done nothing for us. You rewrite history. You rewrite your history, especially, in order to, and you just hide it. This is the 100th year anniversary of Black Wall Street. It happened in 1921. The vast majority of the people here in this country have no idea about Black Wall Street and what you did to our people and how you hid it. The vast majority of our kids have no idea that you brought military planes and bombed an American city. But there's all these examples all throughout history of these things that you guys have done, but you have hid it. And then when you do get caught, it's like, oh, well, those are different times. We need to forgive. You guys need to forgive and let's just move on. No, that's not how this is going to work. So you guys can make your videos if you think it makes you feel better. And then you can think that you're debunking anything that we're saying. If you think that makes you feel better, go right ahead. But see, that's why these cases have plateaued, because you've had a whole year to get right with the Most High. He's given you a whole year to admit the truth. See, that's what we're at right now, right here. The cases aren't falling anymore. The variants are widespread. The Most High is about to unleash on you. And even at the end, when all this truth is out here and all this truth is hitting you in the face, you still refuse to believe what we say, and you think that you're going to make it into heaven on your own terms. You think you're going to get mercy on your own terms. And that's not what's going to happen. You guys all think that you have your own plan of how you're going to get around things. That you're going to fix things your way. And that's not what's happening anymore. Let me see something real fast. You guys have made your plans, even all the way to the end. Let's see here. I want to read Micah 4. Let's read the whole chapter. Micah chapter 4. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. The Most High is about to raise his people up, and the other nations are going to flow unto it, to his people. Okay? They're going to cleave to the people of the Most High. And many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Most High, and to the house of the God of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So see, your days of teaching us about, hey, don't worry about what we've done to you. Yeah, there's some racism still, but things are much better now. All that racism in the past has to be paid for. Okay? Verse 3. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Lord of hosts has spoken it. For all people will walk, every one in the name of his God, and we will walk in the name of the Lord our God forever and ever. So as you can see, there's people walking in, people have been following their little God. I said, but now that's not going to happen anymore. In that day, saith the Lord, will I assemble her that halteth, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted. And I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation. The Most High is about to make us a strong nation once again. He's going to regather us and make us a strong nation once again. And the Lord shall reign over them in Mount Zion from henceforth, even forever. The Most High is going to be ruling over us forever. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Now why dost thou cry out aloud? Is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For pangs have taken thee as a woman in travail. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field. And thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. So see, all you people who have just, ignored all the things you've done to us, you are our enemies. You are the ones who have made up, the whole narrative of us coming from West Africa. You don't need to listen to us. We can't interpret the Bible for ourselves. Whatever we find is not true. You're going to break it down for us. That's when you guys are making these kinds of videos. Because you think that you are elevated above us and that what you say is true. And it's not. That's why you skip all these other scriptures and don't read them and ignore them. Okay? Again, that last part in 10. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. He's not talking about your Christian churches that were set up as an excuse, to give people an excuse for slavery. If you actually did some history, did some research, you would find out that all these churches who set up the whole black-white paradigm. See, you guys keep talking about us being racist, but your churches set up the whole black-white paradigm. They lifted up whites and put blacks down at the bottom. It made it so they're not even like human. Your churches justified this. And you don't get to say, oh, well, those churches weren't real churches. That was fake. They're not Christians like today. That doesn't happen. That doesn't work. Your churches set up the whole black-white paradigm. So every time you hear black-white on the news and how black people are this and white people that, those are all what your churches set up in order to justify slavery. And if you don't believe me, go get the book White Awake and let the white man tell you himself. Okay, 11. Now also many nations are gathered against thee that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. See, that's you guys who are still making these videos trying to say that the Israelites, the black Israelites, Hebrew Israelites are the racists, and you're not. And your nation is not. If you want to believe that, go right ahead. We don't believe anything you guys say. And you can't prove to us what you're telling us is the truth. Just because you say it and you're white, that doesn't work anymore. Just because a white man says it means we got to believe it. That doesn't work here anymore. That might work in your churches because those people don't think. They want to believe what you have to say because they don't want to believe that they have to pay. But see, we've already paid. So we don't want to listen to anything that you guys have to say. 12. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord. Let's read that again because, see, you guys are making these videos and talking about the Hebrew Israelites. You don't know what the Most High is thinking. You don't know his plans. It says, let me read 11 again. Now also many nations are gathered against thee. They say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord, neither understand they his counsel. For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. So that just shows you guys have no understanding. Remember, it's going to say there at the end that the Gentiles are going to go to the Most High, saying that they have inherited lies. 13. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hooves brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. So see, why don't you guys break that one down for us? Is that going to be you Christians threshing again, destroying people again, like you've been doing for the last 500 plus years? Is that how you're going to break that down? It's got to be someone who's been downtrodden at the bottom, who are going to be raised up. So be very careful when you're making videos or you're talking about the Hebrew Israelites and you're trying to make it seem as if they're the racists when you have not come to grips with your own racist history. Especially now, because the Most High let your numbers drop a little bit. Some of you guys get a little, want to puff your chests out, thinking that things are going to be going back to normal and that your opinions really matter. The cases aren't dropping anymore. The cases are now nice and flat. The cases are now ready for another huge, enormous jump that will then, have you guys thinking again about, are we really going to have to pay? Are these guys really, are they correct? I mean, they know the scriptures very well. Are they correct? Or are our churches telling the truth? That's where you're at right now. That's we're kind of all right here waiting to see who's correct. The ones who are talking about the Hebrew Israelites being racist, or the ones who set up the entire racist society from the beginning. You can't ignore your history. You can't ignore the things that you've done to our people. You're not going to get a pass. And right now we're all just sitting here waiting and watching the Most High. I know the Most High is about to bring the pain. I know that we're now moving into the Great Tribulation. I know you guys think that you're going to get raptured away. You and your great kids are all going to get raptured away. But we know over here, the Most High's children know exactly what's about to happen. Because there's nothing new under the sun. The bill is due, and now the Most High is coming for you. All praise is to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahushua. Shalom.